Hey there, this is Off-Grid 101. I'm Steve, and today I'm buying that bulldozer. It's a John Deere 750C. It's a little beat up. Blade has definitely probably pushed some big boulders that bent it up a little. It's got some damage to some of the cleats. That's repairable or replaceable. Glass is intact. Sprockets are a little pointy, but in decent shape. Undercarriage, all in around 50%. It's a low pressure dozer, so it's got wide tracks. It's got a 12-foot blade on it. 35,000 pounds. It is a big boy. It's gonna be fun to get up my street. All right, here we are. Got my controls joystick. It's a little messed up. You can't push it all the way forward or back, or you'll get a fault code. This is really going to need to be replaced, but it does work right now. I'm going to go do my blade controls. It's good. About it. Here we're watching the owner of the property move the dozer around while the lowboy trailer pulled in. There's a big trailer. It's a little bit tight in here and dirt roads, so he had to wiggle his way around and find a spot where we could load up the dozer. Here the truck driver is loading up the dozer on the bed. As he goes up, you're going to notice the tracks are slipping. It's wiggling around. He's having issues with it. It didn't look right, so I went behind and looked underneath, and I saw there was a chain stuck underneath it. Yeah, it's a pretty tough spot. He was right up on top of that hook and it was propping up the left side there. So you had to pull it all the way back off. We'll get a view of it getting loose there.
Good! You're good!
Alright, now we're getting loaded up for real, and we're going to get that trailer hooked up and get a move on. And here we go. I got this view just to show some of the tiny curvy country roads we were driving down. I was trying to keep ahead of him a ways to have my hazards on and warn people coming the other way. couldn't find my tripod today. Use use a rock as a tripod. There we go. What do you think? Here's a little 60-second montage of me driving up different parts of the road. This area is pretty clear. This is the beginning of the road where it's pretty well maintained. But as we get further up, there's areas that are washed out. I had to slow down to a crawl in some parts. You'll see later in the video, there's one area that's just like all boulders, and you know, I had to basically slow it down to as low as it would go. It's a pretty narrow road. Fortunately, the trees were more than 12 feet apart, so I didn't have to wiggle the blade through like I thought I was going to have to. There were a couple of tight spots like you just saw. Here I'm rolling over a beaver dam, rather the off-run from a beaver dam that crosses the road. The beaver dam's off to the right there. And I was going slow just to make sure I didn't disturb it too much. There's also a lot of greenery here, so didn't want to tear up too much of the brush. Just inching along. Yeah, I don't know why I was going so slow. It wasn't that bad. I was also just stopping just to check that I wasn't tearing anything up. There were a couple of spots like this along the road where there were hanging branches kind of pressing into the cab. Some of them I just ran through and let them spring by, but some of them were just too big. I didn't want to potentially break any glass, so I went up there and just manually cleared them out of the way. Got over that without disturbing the dam. That's good. Alright, just gotta get past that down tree. Beautiful. They cut it Dozer sized. Washed out. I'm just going to try and take it slow. Zero trees were killed in the making of this video. Impressively. Okay, so we pulled the bulldozer up the road, a little over a mile. We're able to pull it onto the property. What I'm going to try and do now is
get my Unimog started, pull it forward so that I can get the dozer, I don't know where, somewhere up here. Okay, this is where I'm leaving it. Was able to move the Unimog up. I'm just gonna leave the Bulldozer there for right now. The bees came out again. I got a couple bee stings, one on my ankle, one on my arm, and I'm just gonna take that as a sign that I gotta be done for the day. I don't have the proper clothing to deal with bees today, so I'm gonna leave everything like that. In about a week or so, we're gonna start building here. So we'll have more content for you. We're gonna build a shed somewhere in this area, and yeah, then things are gonna be moving. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.